Hello, everyone. I am back with my weekly vlog, and this week we are talking about what are they, them pronouns and how do they work? I get so many questions from folks about how this works, and they'll say to me, Frankie, I don't know, I keep making mistakes and I'm not sure what to make of it, and just all this confusion around it. So I thought I would try to give it a shot and clarify for those folks who get confused by they, them pronouns. You already know that cis-heterosexual ideas of how sexuality and gender work. You're a lesbian, bisexual, or queer, after all. But even when you have a more nuanced view of sexuality, some thinking around gender can be hard to grasp. For folks with they, them pronouns, their identity is as clear to them as yours is to you. But if you're not familiar with their pronouns, you might think they're awkward, too political, somehow childish, or committing a huge grammatical error. Whatever you think, it says more about you than about the people that identify using they, them pronouns. Today, we're talking about what they, them pronouns are, what they mean to the people who have them, and how to correctly gender someone, and more. What does it mean if someone has they, them pronouns? If someone uses they, them pronouns, the first thing it means is that they have they, them pronouns. They might be non-binary, genderqueer, genderfluid, gender nonconforming, in the middle of transitioning, or happy right where they are. They might also identify as trans, or they might not. You can't know what they, them pronouns mean to someone with them unless you should ask. And no, you shouldn't ask. If you're friends or dating them, they will tell you eventually if they want to. And if you're not, or they don't, then it's not your business. But they don't look non-binary or genderqueer. They look like a woman. The relationship between someone's gender identity and gender expression can take as many forms as there are people. For instance, some non-binary femmes who you might mistake for women have they, them pronouns, while some non-binary masks who have had top surgery have she, her pronouns. And not all binary or genderqueer people have they, them pronouns either. Someone's gender expression in any given moment may or may not say anything about their pronouns. And the best way to avoid confusion is to not make assumptions. Isn't the singular they, them a grammatical error? Nope. Some style guides are still divided over the non-specific singular they in place of him or her in formal writing. But where a person's pronouns are they, them, the singular they, them is always correct. Any style guide that says it's incorrect to use they, them to refer to an individual who has those pronouns is wrong, period. Only millennials or Zoomers or Gen Xers have they, them pronouns, right? People often like to say that they, them pronouns are a new phenomenon or something millennials only use, by which they really mean teens and young people. They often forget that many millennials are about to turn 40. People of all ages today have they, them pronouns, including 70-year-old poet Eileen Miles, 72-year-old author Kate Bornstein, 41-year-old singer Chris Perica, 39-year-old porn star Jiz Lee, and 55-year-old writer and director Jill Soloway. But they, them feel so awkward to say. You know what's more awkward and uncomfortable than the singular they? Getting misgendered. Okay, so how do I talk to someone with they, them pronouns? Like you talk to anyone. Don't overthink it. Try not to overthink it. How many times in a one-on-one conversation do you normally talk about the person you're talking to in the third person? Probably not that often. If you're really not sure how to use they, them in a sentence, you can also start by just repeating the person's name. Sam says, Sam will meet us later. Help, I fucked up and used the wrong pronouns for someone. When you're first learning someone's new pronouns, mistakes sometimes happen. The best way to approach your mistakes is to apologize briefly, correct yourself, and move on. She, oh, sorry, I meant they, went out for a walk earlier. Making a big deal of your mistake. She, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know they use they now. I'm just having a really hard time because I'm not used to it and I keep forgetting, but I'm trying really hard. You just look like a girl, so it's easy to forget. makes it the responsibility of the person you just misgendered to reassure you that it's all right. It's not, or that you're doing a good job, or you're not because you just messed up, or to explain just why it isn't all right, because it isn't, rather than having the conversation they're there for, right, to have with you. So just quickly and gracefully apologize, correct yourself, and move on. If someone has they, them pronouns, can I just say she? No. If someone has they, them pronouns, or they, she, or he, they, or ze, they, etc., both their pronouns are their pronouns. This means that you should alternate between both in any given conversation. For example, Sam told me she was going to meet us later, but I'm not sure what time they were thinking. The sentence is grammatically correct because Sam has both pronouns. Woo! Hopefully this was helpful to folks. I know it's a tough one, and I'm just asking you to stretch yourself, try to better understand, be sensitive, and try to be inclusive. And hopefully this is helpful. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Take care. Bye.